Hello everyone, my name is Muir and we've got something new for you today. However, before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to tell you that nearly 70% of people who watch our videos are not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you could do me a huge favor by liking the video, commenting below, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that bell. It really helps out the channel and lets me know that you're liking what I'm making. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello everyone, my name is Muir, and this is Starsector version 0.95a RC15, and we're starting a new series called Ultra Pious Fan version 0.95a. So, what are the rules for this? Well, we can only use one phase ship, that's the Gremlin. If we decide to do the Glacier Pathline, questline, which I don't think we will, we would just give the Revenant, the whatever it's called, the redacted ship, to either the Church of Lud or the Ludic Path. Either one. But we're not going to be likely doing that. So what is our objective going to be? Well, we are going to be trying to make some colonies real quick. And so we're pious, but we also like money. So our objective here is to become best friends with the Ludic Path and the Church of Lud. Probably take a commission with the Church of Lud, and then become super best friends with the pirates. Because not having our colonies raided is really nice when we live out here in the middle of nowhere. So that's going to be our objective. So outfitting terrorists, and also, this is the other thing. We are not going to care one bit about our faction with any other faction except for the Church of Lud, the Ludic Path, and the pirates. Because we are fully aware that we're going to be doing acts of, ism, if you will. We're going to be going and embracing the Pather way. So what that means is that whenever we get a job to raid or bombard, so long as it's tactical bombard, some locale here that isn't the Ludic Church, isn't the Ludic Path, and isn't pirates, we're going to do it. Well, we'll try at least. We'll also be openly hostile towards all of these factions except for the three I mentioned: Church, Path, Pirates. Now, between the Church, the Path, and the Pirate, Church, the Path, and the Pirates, Church, Pathers, Pirates, we should be able to make quite a bit of money on our colonies. But they don't know that we're going to turn on them the moment we get started, so we can kind of just do our thing. Now, for our start, we went with the Wolf and Shepherd, the Drone Tender. The Drone Tenders and support ships are actually fantastic. They can hold 60 fuel, they have 150 fuel cargo capacity, and they can hold 45 people. What this means is drone tenders are actually fantastic transports. They're actually better than a lot of the raiders you can get that are frigate-sized. It also moves at a very fast speed because how this one works: bulk transport. When basically increase the burn level of all non-militarized civilian-grade ships by 1. So, this is normally speed 9, but now it's speed 10. And most of the frigate civilian ships are speed 9. Well, the smaller civilian ships are speed 9, but this gets them up to speed 10. The Wolf is, it's up to speed. But, let's go see what we can do here. So we have plenty of supplies, we have plenty of fuel. And we're going to want to see what we can get so far. And the answer is really not much. We could get a mud skipper. Now, mud skippers, they hold 200 people, as opposed to the drone tender holding 45. We could modify the drone tender to hold even more people. That's how you can tell it's a new playthrough, huh? And so we're going to... Well, we could strip it. I'm more interested in finding out what we have right now. We could go with auxiliary fuel tanks. And we could go with additional berthing. This would essentially give us the ability Oh yeah, the salvage gantry is really nice. This is just to give us the ability to just haul tons and tons and tons of stuff with this. So we're going to do that, and... oh, we don't have the points for it. That's okay. Thank you. So that and that. Now, these are not good ships to fly around and fight in. So, I don't think these can be sent to support anything else, so they're kind of terrible. But we can use this as a non-combat transport if we want to. So, we'll do that. And let's go ahead and get out of here, then. Yes. So now this has a max capacity of 90 crew and 105 fuel. So, and it has max speed. How much is an unstable fuel injector? Too much. The thing is, it moves at a speed of 90. If we take these off, we put the unstable fuel injector in there, we can make it just a little bit faster. The boar drones should keep it relatively safe. And really the safest thing we can do is we don't actually want this to be in combat at all, if we can avoid it. So, if we were to give it salamanders, that would let it disable enemy ships, but we're thinking about this in terms of a it's running for its life sort of scenario. So let's just look at how fast it can go. So at max speed it's 160. And it has those it can use. So okay, sounds fine, I suppose. Good enough. Alright, but this is our sort of... this is basically our support drone tender. That's not supposed to be in combat at all, ever, if we can avoid it. Alright, so what else can we do here? Well, if we go near the Luddic Path, they're going to want us to pay them a tithe. Thing is, it's not entirely awful right now. Now, Asher tends to have really cheap stuff. And we're going to want to be super best friends with them. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. And we can pick this up here for more profits. Let's max out what we can carry. We've maxed out what we can carry. And we can hire some more Marines. Those sell pretty well at Chalcedon and Epiphany. So we'll go down to about 30 crew. We'll hire as many of them as we can. Alright, so we have the beginnings of making a lot of money. Oh yeah, let's also have them consult. Captish Starworks, that's pirates. We don't want to cause problems with them just yet. But we have that done. We're going to go to Algeber. We're going to pay the tithe to those... He's pursuing us. Are we going to get there in time? We will! We've entered hyperspace. Yes, you can scan me. We don't have anything that would be worth him checking, and he honestly shouldn't have been able to check us to begin with, because we're in hyperspace, so his AI should have just pulled him back. But whichever, it is what it is. So, let's go say hello to these Pathers. Accept the comms request. We're going to pay the tithe. And so now they're going to leave us alone. Which is the great part. So they're still hostile, but now they're going to let us they're going to mostly leave us alone at this point until we pay them another tithe. Black market. We want to offload those guys. We want to offload most of this. We want a little bit left, maybe like 10. And then we want to, well, that should be enough to hold us over. We see that they have some stuff here we could get. Really useful stuff. Now, because we are Pathers this time, we're not using phase ships, we might actually make use of the converted hangar. Okay, but we have a good amount of money right now. Let's go see. Commodity trader. Am I interested? Well, Mr. Gaines, I am, but I wouldn't be able to get it to you in one big bulk yet. Increased pirates. I can't really go fight the pirates for you yet. And I don't really want to fight pirates for you. That would be bad for us. Alright, so let's go over to Asher so we can get our hands on a lot of supplies. Because we are going to eventually run out of supplies. But we paid their tithe, so they should leave us alone at this point. But as you can see, we are nice and speedy going through all of this. Let's turn on our transponder so they don't get upset with us. So used to having it off. And let's buy a lot of supplies. Let's buy a lot of people. Can we hire them? We can. They're still worth a lot at Epiphany. So we're going to take them. How much is this? Not cheap. Alright. So, that works for us. What kind of ships you got? We're looking for some more drone tenders, so what do you have? What is this thing's problem? Manufacture. Malfunctioning comms. So the sensor strength is reduced. That's not a big deal. This thing's super jacked. Oh yeah, lots of problems. But this isn't really a problem. We can take that one. Go over here, let's see what we can get. We can get another one of these. What's the crew requirements? 15. So we'll still have we won't have enough. We went down just 30 crew. So we will need to hire some more stuff, some more crew. At a premium, unfortunately. Or, actually, let's go to refit. Let's set this. Let's call this the custom over there, I guess. And let's start outfitting this and you. We only need these. So now we can hold a lot more. We still need 60 crews, so we're going to have to hire 30 people regardless. But we can now pick up a lot more of that. And a lot more of this. It's above cost, but that's okay. That works for me. Now there's no one here. We can't pick up any more of this. Any jobs? Hello, Miss Rakish woman. Ah. To deliver to this specified locale. I can do that. And then the pirates won't be openly hostile toward them. Well, they might still be. Delivery contract. Heavy armament. I can't really do that right now. Let's repair our ships. And let's replace the supplies we lost. And let's go make a lot more money over at Algebra. So suspicion for our black market deals is going to be rather high. But it's not the biggest deal. Now if we run quiet, our range goes to 255. Isn't the worst. It's still pretty bad, but it's not so bad that it's crippling. Now let's get in here. Let's get that transponder off, actually. And let's go work with Algebra. Hello guys, want to sell you those. Want to sell you a lot of these. We're gonna keep 20, I guess. What can we, oh yeah, that's right. Keep 20 for ourselves. So we're gonna make a lot of money on that. We can sell more of this, but we don't really want to just yet. Now crew is cheap here, relatively. But we don't necessarily want to stay here. So, how many ships you got? Yeah, you got some. Got anything new? Disappointing commodities trader? 400 units of fuel? I can't take that. But it would be an easy way to get a lot of easy money. I would just need to be able to get the fuel to him. So let's go back to Asher and see where we can get some. Let's go to Nova Maxios, because I think we cleaned out Asher. So to Nova Maxios we go to get a lot of supplies, and then once we have sufficient amounts of money, we are going to go and start trying to do some exploring real quick. Let's keep that transponder on. We have another skill point to spend. So, we have these, which are nice. Mostly they lead to these. The monthly consumption is fantastic, and plus remote survey will be really good. After that, we will most likely embrace losing ships, because we're going to be using a lot of not great ships. So, we could go with this, but there's really no reason. We're going to have, our ships are going to get jacked up pretty regularly. And then we're really going to get to here eventually, because we really like the idea of being able to look around. But actually, I'm going to go with this one just for now, because this means that now we can do, we turn this off, that goes to 765. If we go dark, it goes down to 191. Alright, so let's go pick up a bunch of supplies. Supplies are still sold at a premium at Epiphany, but drugs are sold for much more. So, pick up all those, pick up all the supplies we can take, get all the fuel. Crew's expensive, but we can look at our ships and what we can buy here. And we have more drone tenders, but they're kind of jacked. Drone tenders are not good combat ships either, so that's another problem. We have a pristine drone tender, so we'll go with that. That means we need to hire some more jobbers. So let's do that. So we've got them. Because of that now, we can hire more people, but let's fix our ships first, and then do more hiring. So we can carry more fuel. Let's make sure we outfit this so that we get more stuff. Then let's buy more of that, and the rest of that. Now these guys are relatively cheap here, so we're going to hire them. And like that, we already see that we have that fuel requirement covered. We're going to go see if that guy still wants fuel. If he does, we're going to satisfy that and hopefully get on the good side of the Pathers. If we can. So we can be out here for about 258 days now. Because it doesn't cost us much to keep... It doesn't cost us much to go flying around right now. Let's keep that transponder off. And let's go work with these guys. Okay, so he is gone. That's fine. Let's sell them all the drugs. And like that, we've made a ton of money. Let's sell them most of these supplies. And let's sell them all the Marines. So we've already taken what's generally a little bit of money, and we've turned it into a metric ton of money. With this much, we could found a colony right now. And it's been, what, 20 minutes? So it can be very profitable. You just have to play their games a little bit. So they got any ships we want? No. But we have a lot of drone tenders, but we don't have a lot of actual combat ships. Plus, we're flying around with a lot of money, which means their tithe demands will be much higher. Now, they're avoiding contact with us now, which is fantastic. Because that means our ships, our fleet is now big and mean enough, and now our fleet is now big enough and mean enough to convince them to give us a wide berth. This is great. We need that. Let's turn that transponder on and go work with Nova Maxialis. We could go with these, but we're not going to. We're instead going to look over here. So, maximum combat readiness is great, but we want to reduce hull damage if we can. The other thing is, extra weapon damage is good. We're not going to use this. It's going to be going away soon. And we really want to rush over here if we can. These can be good, but we're not really going to have a lot of this stuff yet. This is good for phase ships. This is good for non-phase ships. So we'll go with damage control. Alright, so let's come in here and let's see what they're willing to sell. Their fuel isn't terrible. They have a lot more drugs. Now, Epiphany still wants drugs, which is fantastic for us. So let's buy up their abort. Do this, do that, and do that. We have tons of supplies, we have lots of fuel, and we might be able to buy more stuff from them. Let's see, what's wrong with this? Bad cargo, damaged flight deck, compromised armor, and degraded life support. That means it costs more maintenance to run every month. We don't necessarily want that. So over here, what's with you? Glitch sensor array and defective manufacturing. I believe the defective manufacturing means that it takes longer for it to produce a ship, a fighter. This isn't a major problem. Let's see. Unreliable subsystems and compromised armor. Armor rating's down. Seems fine. We have all of these effectively transports that we're running around in. It's not necessarily a good thing, because we need something to defend them. Now, those make fantastic transports. Cerberuses are actually pretty good, but Lashers are way... Lashers are meaner, basically. So, we're going to try picking up a fleet of Lashers. Lashers move at a speed of 10 natively, and they can carry quite a bit of stuff. So we're going to go over to these. We're going to set these to the custom. Oh, very nice. Oh. Ooh. And as you can see, we have a lot of drone tenders, but we don't have much of anything else. And we want lots of everything else. Let's go up to 105 employees. And as you can see, we can hold more, so we're going to pick up more supplies, we're going to pick up the rest of the fuel, we're going to hire more Marines. What else does Epiphany want? They don't want any of that. And we see that they have some other weapons here. So that's all good. We're going to go to Chalcedon now, I think. Chalcedon? Epiphany still wants these for a lot more money. So let's go to Epiphany. Plus we need to sell those drugs to them. And yes, we have that sensor array now. So let's go over here. And just see what we can do. Don't worry, we'll do some deliveries for the independents and then they won't have a problem with that. So no one there. We want to sell them drugs. We want to sell them marines. We want to sell them about 700 supplies or so. And that should be good. So, now that we are here, let's see what ships they've got. We're specifically looking for lashers right now, because lashers can be really dangerous. They can be really dangerous from extremely early on. So no one there, and no special jobs. So we need to get our faction up with the path. So let's actually go to Majek and pick up a lot of supplies there, and then make our way up to the path. Now our fleet is just a bunch of transports right now, really. And we are starting to just shoot up in level at this point. So we want that one, because that gives us remote survey. We're going to need that very soon. Well, this is Novamax, so let's turn on that transponder. And let's go say hello to our friends. We have more drugs, but we're not going to be going back to Epiphany. We're going to be heading towards Chalcedon at this point. Epiphany still wants a ton of those. So we will get Epiphany sorted first. I want all of those if I can get them. Okay, that works for me. What ships you got? Hermes is not the worst. Do they have any lashers? They do. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's a combat ship. We can get jacked up. That's okay. So let's look at our lasher. Lashers have a bunch of these, and they have 2 hard points and then 2 open points. Now if we put dual light machine guns on these light points, and assault guns on those, we pretty much have a working ship. Now we can take that, and we know that we need to get it up to about this much. We can get there with safety overrides. Now, with that in mind, we can go back, and we can look at what missiles we can give them. These will work fine, so will the Reapers. We won't be going up against many capital ships yet, so the Atropos are nice. But the Reapers do give us a lot of killing power. So we have 2 points left to play around with. And we don't have the protected... We don't have the super gyros yet. So, really this is what we can do. Let's go to weapon groups. Paper torpedoes will be on 1, the light assault guns on 2. And those will be like that. Let's set all of these to auto so they just fire all the time. And they should be able to just fire until they have finished everything off. As for Reapers, let's make those linked, and the Reapers we could have linked. They'd basically be our big kill, but we can go with alternating instead. So, just to give you an idea of how dangerous this is, we're going to take it and put up against a normal carrier. Let's see, this has broadswords. Generally, carriers are the death of any kind of frigate, or most kinds of frigates. because they can kind of just DPS them down. There's not a whole lot the frigate can do about it. But it's kind of Lasher has a lot of potential here. It just needs to survive against the broadswords long enough to be able to kill them. Now we're already starting to go out. We need to kill these broadswords relatively quickly. And then we can kind of go kill the Condor. Now we can chase down this broadsword and make sure it dies. And as long as we can cut them down, that will work for us. So, let's go ahead and start taking him out. And all we need to do is get him overcharged. Dang. We might be dead. That's okay. Then again, dang. But yeah, we can take him down, we just need to not get overcharged and then shoot him with those Reapers. But the ship is relatively decent, and now we just need a handful more people. Sure, we can pay your money. So, we have a little bit more capacity. Let's get a little bit more. It's going to be sold at a much higher profit, so who cares? Alright, let's... Their fuel will be really expensive, so it won't be worth it. So let's repair our ships. Pick up the rest of those. Any jobs? Tough-looking woman. Do tell. Ah, no, I'm good. Tattooed roughs, huh? We'll take it. Flag down the academic. Sure, we'll do that. We have another officer for hire, but we don't want to pick them up just yet. So, Jungala needs people, and Epiphany wants drugs, Epiphany wants heavy armaments, and Epiphany wants marines. Epiphany also wants supplies. So, we can go over here to Epiphany and make a ton of money very quickly and easily as our tiny fleet, as our fleet of tiny frigates that can be rather dangerous, slowly begins to grow in size. Now, because we're trading with them with our transponder on, our faction is going down relatively quickly, so we just need to stop doing that. Alright, any jobs? Bar drinking spacer. What's the freighter? Nah, I'm good. Let's see. Domestic goods gathering dust. We can do that, but also be going back here and selling all this. Going to sell that for still a huge amount of money. Sell those, sell that, and we'll sell several hundred of these. 400 or so. That should do the trick. We're already nearing 1 million, which is fantastic for us. We can get another drone tuner if we really want, but it's kind of jacked up. And if you look at what we can do, let's go to Nova Maxios. Let's keep our transponder off this time, because we don't want our faction getting too low with them. Otherwise, they'll start to harass us, and we will just make a lot more money. Let's keep that transponder off. We level up again. So being able to repair the hull mods, able to repair stuff after combat ends for basically for free is going to be a bit more valuable, I think. Alright, let's go dark. Our detection is currently 14. Let's go to the black market. Let's buy everything that we can. Tiffany still needs a lot of that. They still want a lot of this. But they don't want a lot of those for a good price. So, we will buy their drugs. We will buy their fuel. Still going to be cost effective. It's still going to be more effective for us to just pay a slight premium for it. And then let's look at what ships they have for sale. Because they have another Lasher, I'll take that. I don't think they do though. So, dockside, nothing there. And let's head back to Epiphany. So we can just build our wealth a bit more. Now, if we increase our max speed above 10, that'll allow us to move silently at a much higher speed. As you can see, because our transponder was off, we didn't really suffer any kind of faction penalty from them. Alright, let's sell. It's not as good as it was, but I'll sell them. I'll sell this. We will sell all but 100 or so of this. And we're already getting very close to 1 million. So, once you know how to make money in the game, things tend to go relatively quickly. So, let's head back to Majek. Just doing a big back and forth. And we're going to pick up a ton of supplies and whatever fuel they have for us. And we're going to be going with... Oh, right, that was just story points. We're going to be going with that industrial planning. Not industrial planning, we're going to be going with the being able to manage more colonies. Because we're going to want to get a handful of colonies up and running and keep them relatively secret and hidden for a while. The Epiphany still wants a lot of this. They're starting to want that more, but not as much as would be useful. Ooh, we can sell those. And they're going to want a lot of this. Now, we've cleaned them out in that regard. If we go to the open market, we can get more. But now we're looking at it not being all that cost effective. Each one would cost us 135, but you know what? It's still profit. So let's take them. 138. Now, we can get all that. We can go to Epiphany and satisfy more of their need. And then we can start looking into potentially making a lot of money very quickly. Or more specifically, founding some colonies. Once we get a collection of Lashers up. Because we need to get a military presence going before we should really consider doing a whole lot of other things. Because if we don't, it's very easy for us to have our transports out in the middle of nowhere and then just be destroyed. Or we get jumped by pirates or something. So let's sell those. Let's sell all but 100 or so of these. It's less profitable than it was. These sell for not much now. But we can go over to Asher and get quite a bit more. Do you have any new ships? No. But we know that this Lasher takes how much crew? Skeleton crew is 25. So we're going to want to go up to maybe 200 crew, but we're going to do that at Chalcedon because they tend to have really cheap crew. Let's go to Canaan and let's go to Asher. We can get some cheap supplies. Now we will have to keep our transponder on when we trade with Asher if they know who we are, if it's defended. We could attack the the pirates, but it's not going to be worth it for us in the long run. Turn the transponder on for now. There is a faithful convoy over there. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And let's go raid. Alright, off-brand. What you doing off-brand? Recreational drugs to Voltron. A quick hop of 6 light. That will let us get a little bit of action with the pirates, and I also know that Voltron is relatively isolated. So we're going to go with that. Now let's look at ships. Oh, nice. So the Pather lashers aren't really different all that much from other lashers. So we're going to pick up this lasher. Do you have any other lashes for me? No, that's it. Oh wait, they do. Another lasher. Take it. We're going to go over to here and we're going to name this we're going to make this the custom. Alright, so we're going to try and outfit these to custom. We're able to mostly do it. We're going to confirm, but we're not going to take that because it doesn't cut into our funds. Yeah, we'll do that, I guess. It doesn't cut into our funds until... Oh, they don't have any more machine guns, huh? Alright then. No, we shouldn't have those in our inventory. We don't yet. But we need to go over here, and we might as well just hire the crew here. They're really expensive. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to go to fleet and we will mothball the new ones because they aren't properly outfitted yet. Yeah, also, anybody at the bar? No. Cool. Let's head to Calçadon. Now once we get out of range of them, doesn't matter, we're going to make our way over here to Calçadon. And hopefully make ourselves a lot of money. Athletic Path is going after everyone and anyone. So we got a decent amount of money. We don't want Calçadon to give us any problems. Though at this point we're big enough that they will most likely just avoid us. Hello, what kind of opportunity you got? Ah, well, I can't help you yet. Right. Well, flesh is cheap here, so let's go and unmothball these. After that, we're going to see that we need 180, so let's go up to, say, 220, I guess. Now, we can sell these here at a nice little price, but it's not going to be a great price. We have the people that we need. We know we can sell these for an okay amount. Well, decently good amount. So let's sell about 100 or so of them. Let's sell out to 100 or so. We have a lot of crew now. And if we can, we want to get some more supplies. And let's look at what ships they've got. What about the black market? Alright, you can get another lasher. You can get another drone tender. What's your problem? Manufactory and armor. Though it shouldn't be doing too much fighting if we can avoid it. This lasher's ultra jacked. So we're going to need to hire more people now. We need to go up to 283. So let's go to 270 because it's cheap. So we can now see that they have a lot of the stuff we might need. They have assault guns at the very least. So let's go to our lashers. Let's outfit them as best we can. We'll put whatever they can on there, I suppose. At this point, money is still an object, but it's not the most important thing to us. So we're going to put our drone tenders in the front of the fleet and our lashers behind. The reason for that is how things are deployed is I think it is front is deployed first and then offense is second. So that seems to work. And yeah, that's right. You and an opportunity, we can't do much there. So, what is our faction like with the Luds? It's not horrible. We would like to get that up. We also need to grab some more supplies. So let's go back to Asher and do some more black market dealing. Now some of our ships, because we didn't repair them in the port, they are relatively low right now. That's okay. Probably no, not pirates. Alright, it's letting us know that we are below in certain ways. Let's go over here. We're going to pick up some stuff here. Now the Luds don't like drugs. We're going to pick up that. We're going to pick up some Infernum. And that should be good for us. Did they get any new weapons? I don't think so. Any new jobs? No. Let's get out of the range of those guys. Turn on our transponder. Then let's go to Gilead. Let's sustain burn our way over there. And now we have some more story points. We didn't level up, but we have more story points. Alright, Gilead. How's it going? Let's go dark and then trade with them. A rakish woman. Hello. You need a dead drop done, huh? We can do that. Underworld bounties. We don't want to be fighting a whole lot of people just yet. Didn't we accept some quests? Yeah, we need to get these drugs to Volturum soon. We also bought a bunch of drugs. That's fine. Is what it is. Alright, let's try to outfit these guys. Can we get what we want on them? Yes. For the most part. At least get the machine guns on them, yes. So that works for me. Go to what ships I can buy. Now Gremlins. Gremlins are fantastic in that they are phased frigates. But the main thing about them is we can use that, if we can stow our other ships somewhere, we can use the Gremlin to sneak our way into dropping off things. Into doing dead drops. Not dead drops, spy sats. So that can work out great for us. So, what do they have here? Well, let's have condors. Condors aren't horrible. We look at a condor. We see that it has no hull mods. A speed of 9. That speed of 9 is nice. It's also kind of a really crappy carrier that we can lose. Alright, so we could pick up more drone tenders if we wanted to. We don't really need to. We're getting at the point where we might have 10 of them soon, so we might as well, you know what? Which is crew here? Expensive. Alright, we won't pick up crew here. We will, however, pick up whatever supplies we can. They're kind of expensive. We can pick them up cheaper probably at... We don't need them just yet. We can pick up Infernum relatively cheaply, and that should be fine. Crew's expensive, and, well, we have more crew than we need. That's right. So, we can come over here. We can see, alright, each one of these drone tenders costs us 15 people. And how many do we need to have 10 of them? We need 3 more. So let's buy... First off, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Let's buy this one. Let's buy that one. And let's buy this one. Alright, now let's go over here. And let's set these new drone tenders of ours, which are really just glorified supports at this point, and outfit them. We're going to take these guys, we're going to slap them on the top, and there we go. We have our transports, effectively. Now we're going to have our fleet of combat frigates, and while we will use a decent amount of supplies every day trying to keep them outfitted and not falling apart, we'll just buy this because it's worth it to us at the moment. So we need 328 and we have 348. Yeah, we need 328 and we have 345. So we are perfectly fine. Alright. Any jobs? Underworld bounties? We don't want to do those. And we're kind of okay. Let's make our way over to Ephesus. Also turn on that transponder now. And let's get out of here. Let's turn off the transponder as soon as we get into hyperspace. And we're very soon going to be traveling into the great beyond. We do want to make friends with some of the path if we can swing it, but it is what it is. Okay, so over here they have some more of the stuff that we want. So let's look at our lashers, which lashers are not up to... So this one seems to be subpar. One seems to have slightly better weapons. And we're just getting everything outfitted. So he has mortars now. But we're getting there. He also has mortars. Wait, are those mortars? Yes. So they're still largely subpar, but we're getting there. Let's buy this with our tariff. And then what else can we do? We don't need any more drone tenders, so let's buy some stuff. At this point, we're really interested in just getting our ships outfitted. Let's go to the black market. Let's buy that. Now, if we bought the Cerberuses, we'd be able to use their shielded cargo compartments to protect ourselves a little bit. And we have a problem. We have a problem in that we have extreme black market modifier right now, which means they're probably going to come after us the moment we leave this screen. To join the ranking officer for our award. That's against the pirates. We're not going to do that. We're in a dark corner. Extraction against Kror. We don't really have the power to do that at the moment. Spacer's Hoot. Perdition. We're not going to bother with that. Let's repair our ships. And then he's over there. So we need to start running for our lives, effectively. Because we need to do this one. We also need to do that one, which is way out there. But we can get there, no problem. Let's go do this smuggling over to Voltron. And we shouldn't have any major problems doing this one. So let's go. The main thing is, if we run silent, we can still move at a speed of 8. We can normally move at a speed of 10. This is fantastic for us since it means we won't have a ton of problems. Let's turn our transponder on for now. And we want to avoid any kind of detection if we can swing it. Alright. Delivered those drugs. Now let's go to the dark side. The shadowy woman. We can do that. It's port save. So we'll do jobs for what is effectively the opposition, but we won't worry about their faction. If their faction goes down, it goes down. Who cares? That one's fine. Yeah, don't really have anything. And that one's fine. One's up, mostly up to snuff. Vulcan cannons instead. I mean, they'd work. It wouldn't be effective as anti-shield. Alright, sounds good. What kind of ships you got? A lot of them is the answer. None that we need at the moment. Let's get back into this asteroid belt. And let's try to juke him a little bit before we run for our lives. Right, so we move faster than he does. And I know I might be able to get over to this Salus point. So we move at a speed of 20 when we are going nice and speedy. And we can look over here and see this dead drop. And say, right, can we get there? The answer is yes. Easily. So when we go through something like this, we will run silent. That will increase the amount of time that it takes by an amount. But the sooner we get out of those, the sooner we can. Oof, we'll burn again. Let's dodge that a little bit. But for the most part, if we don't need to go out of our way and change directions, then we won't. So we have plenty of supplies, we have a decent amount of fuel. And as a little phase fleet, we can, not as a phase fleet, as a smaller fleet, we can afford to go through this. The major limitation will always just be, well, right now will be fuel. To an extent, at least. Alright, so we need to go to the dead drop, which is here. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot out here. Right. Let's try to juke that guy a little bit. Sounds good. Let's get down there and drop it off. Nice. Pirates are now just hostile. And we didn't have to deal with that guy, which is great for us. Nice little domain era probe here. Now we can also remote survey. Now he knows exactly where we are at this point, and that's okay. Because it doesn't matter if he knows where we are. Let's go to Nochiteka and buy all of these fuel. Because being able to fill up our fuel tanks will be invaluable to us. Alright, so with a not quite as small as a monitor. Where's a monitor? Let's salvage that. How many heavy machineries do we have? 69? We're slowly building it up. Alright, so we are on our way there. And we should be at Nashateka relatively soon.